a short talk now from Susanne. Susanne Kirlew?
Yes.
Okay, I got it right. Forgive me if I say something wrong. So Susanne is a vegan TV chef, and she's going to come and talk to us about how to make it in media and corporate. Yes, so just welcome Susanne.
After that lovely song, I feel encouraged myself. Yes. I'm going to tell you two stories about myself today, two of my experiences, and I hope that will encourage you as well. My talk today was, even if you can't, you feel you can't do it, you can do it. Because I went to Jamaica earlier this year, I was recording, and I said to my mum, oh, I wanted to do more of a particular project I was doing. She said, well, what's stopping you? She says, there's nothing stopping you, nothing stopping you. So praise God for encouraging parents. Right, oh, I forgot to put my timer on, I don't want to go over time. Bear with me. Right, I like to run to time. Okay. Just to tell you a little bit about myself, I'm a television presenter, I'm a vegan expert speaker, I am actually a vegan as well. I'm a food columnist. I had a column in Pride magazine for a year, and I'm just negotiating with a new magazine. I can't tell you which one yet. I'm going to have a column in a new magazine shortly. I'm also a YouTuber, and I'm a child of God. I'm a Seventh-day Adventist. I go to the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Holloway. I think there's a couple in the house today. Yes. All right. My first story is about my experience in the corporate world, and it's about dealing with difficult people. Now, I started in the corporate world. Just laughing. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's had this experience. I started in a particular job, working for a particular company. I started as the new head of internal communications. So I turned up for work on the first day, sat in reception, waiting to, they said, oh, the PA will come and collect you and show you to your office. So I sat in reception waiting, and, you know, I was on time, the person was late, and then a gentleman, he came to me and he said, excuse me. I said, yes. Are you here for the filing? I said, no. He said, are you sure? I said, yes. He goes, do you know what you're here for? I said, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Susanne Kirlew. I'm the new head of internal communications. And he went, oh, sorry. Sorry. So I thought, okay. You know, it's the first day, you know, things will improve. So when you start as the head of a department, you introduce to the different directors. So the different directors said to me, who's in your team? So I told them, it's this person. I inherited a team. And they said, no, you're gonna have to get rid of those people, because you'll never get anything done. So for me, that's their experience, but I have to go on my own, because otherwise it's not fair. I don't know why the team had reacted to them like that, but then I was soon able to find out. Yes. So when I met with the different directors, I had an appointment to meet with a particular director at 2 o'clock. So I got there just 5 minutes before, and I was just about to introduce myself, and he went, sorry, I can't speak to you now. And I said, oh, but no, sorry, I can't speak to you now. I said, but I was trying to explain to him that he had an appointment with me. But he said, no, sorry, no, you have to go. I can't speak with you now. I'm very busy. And I said, oh. And he said, I'm meeting with Susanne Kirlew. She's the new head of internal communications, so you'll have to go. And you must make an appointment in future before you come and meet with directors. You can't just walk in. So I was trying to explain, he wouldn't let me get a word in edgeway, so I walked towards the door, and he said, anyway, just speak to the PA outside, she'll give you an appointment. So I walked to the door, and then I turned around and I went, by the way, I am Susanne Kirlew. And he went, oh. I didn't know. Sorry, I didn't know. Didn't know what? You can make up the rest. You can fill in the rest of it. I thought, okay. Now, I inherited a team who their focus, I learnt, was to do nothing. And when I say do nothing, I didn't know people turned up for work and did nothing. Nothing. I'm the head of internal communications, and one of my staff never answered the phone. And he said, I said to him, why do you not answer the phone? Help me to, you know, trying to roll, you know, caring and encouraging. Why don't you answer the phone? Oh no, I don't do phones. You work in internal communication. Then I started to have a truckload of problems with these people. It was the guy and the girl and another one. The girl in particular was a complete nightmare. I just thought, you know, it was one of those people, if you're managing them at 3 o'clock in the morning, you wake up thinking, what can I do, what can I do, Lord help me, what can I do? So eventually I went to HR and I said, look, I'm having a problem with this person. And they went, don't say another word, come into the side room. Is it this person? This is her name, yes. Has she done this, and this? Yes. Yeah, actually, yeah, she's done all of that. They said, right, this is the thing. If you can get rid of her, you will get a massive round of applause from the entire company, and you'll go down in this company's history's name as a hero. We've been trying to get rid of her for years. Now I understand. When you go to an interview and they say, how are you at dealing with difficult people? Run. Or pray and ask God to help you to take the bull by the horn. So I had to learn to deal with it. I had to learn to find a way to deal with somebody who, basically, she was just there to make my life impossible. So what I did is I had to go through the particular HR process where you basically have to do all sorts of things to get rid of the person. And what I noticed is, because I wasn't going to just turn a blind eye to this problem that the company had had for years and just leave it, once she eventually moved, well, the whole team moved on and I got new people in, people were very different. Now, the particular gentleman who said, oh, no, you have to make an appointment, he came to me and he said, Susanne, I've heard what you've done in your department. I was just wondering, could you come and do a presentation for my staff? I said, yeah, okay, you know, as a Christian, I don't bear grudges. I think sometimes people have to learn. I understand sometimes that they don't understand or have a certain view. So, yeah, I said, no problem, I'll go and I'll do a presentation for your people. That's no problem at all. And their views toward me changed. Now, there was 2 ways I could have approached it. I could have been very angry with everyone. I suppose inside I was a bit, because, you know, it's not great. But I decided I'm here to set an example, because the minute also people know you're a Christian, they watch you. Oh, how was she like that? How was she like that? How did she react to this? How did she react to that? And I thought, right, not on my watch. No one's going to be managed in my team and do nothing and ruin the department. And I'm not going to come in and see a problem that needs to be dealt with and do nothing. So I managed to, by God's grace, do that. It wasn't easy and it wasn't overnight. There was one time I was at work and I went up to the door and I promise you, I stood there with tears coming down my eyes and I thought, I can't do this. I cannot do this. God, you're going to have to help me. I can't do this. Help me to think of something today that's going to make me go through the door of that building. And the thought that came to my head that I feel that God put in my head was, in order to conquer your fears, you have to face it. So, that day, I faced the fear, I felt the fear, and I did it anyway. As hard as it was, as much as I wanted to go home, I just thought, what am I going to do with these people? I felt the fear, and I did it anyway. So that was one. Okay, the second one. When I was in my early days of being a television presenter, I just thought, you know, in order to get through the door, unfortunately with television presenting, you don't just fill in a form and you go to the job centre and say, I want to be TV presenter. And they go, oh yeah, sure, we've got loads of vacancies. Yeah,
I can do that.
I wish it was. It's a lot of hard work and making connections and, you know, I mean, Patricia's a presenter as well, she'll be able to tell you, and Tony as well. It's a lot of hard work and it's not, there's no straight route. But I thought, you know what? if there's one thing I'm going to do, I want to become a news anchor in America. Now sometimes we limit ourselves and we limit what God is doing in our lives by thinking small. And I thought, no, I want to be a news anchor and I want to be a news anchor in America. So I thought, right, what I'll do, if I want to be a news anchor, ring up the TV stations and see if they're looking for anyone, you know, holding any auditions. So I rang a television station in America and just said, oh, hi, I'm Susanne, I'm from England, blah, 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 blah. I'd like to be a presenter for you. And they said, actually, we're not looking for any presenters, but this other company is looking for presenters. I said, okay, great. So I rang the other company and they said, yeah, sure, you need to speak to this person. Then it wasn't that person. So I emailed him and he rang me and did the kind of a initial interview over the phone. So I thought, oh, great. Here comes Hollywood. Yeah, right. And they did interview on the phone. He says, right, now I've heard how you sound, but I need to see how you are on camera. So can you send me a show reel? So I thought, oh yeah, I got that down. So I sent him the link to my show reel, and he couldn't open it. So my agent at the time, I said to her, what am I going to do? You know, I've almost booked this gig, but you know, I haven't. You know, they can't open the link. She said, send a hard copy in the post, express it, FedEx, spend lots of money, just get it there. But fortunately, by God's grace, by the time the tape got there, they were able to open the link. So he rang me back and said, congratulations, you are now the face of blah blah news. I thought, oh great. And I put the phone down and I thought, Susanne, what have you done? You tell people that you're a big TV presenter and that you can present for millions of people, and he's just told you it's 13 million people. And I thought, so I thought, right, feel the fear and do it anyway. So I'm a member of the Actors Union Equity, and you can book yourself into classes at the Actors Centre, and they had a presenting once. They had a big director lady there called Catherine Wolf. She worked with everyone who's famous and stuff. So I booked myself for the class. I thought, right, if I go there, Catherine can help me if there's any little thing I don't know. So I went to the class, and she went around the whole class, and she says, right, just tell me about yourself, why you're here today. So when it got to me, I said, right, well, actually, I'm flying out on Tuesday. Oh, God, say, shut up. So she went around the whole class, and then she went, right, we're going to come back to Susanne. She said, I think it's always good to speak with working professionals. And I thought, oh, right. Okay. So she said, tell me about what you're going to be doing when you go there. And then when I finished, you know, they all clapped and said, oh, that's brilliant. And then during the class, when it got to lunchtime, she said, Susanne, can I see you in the lunch break? Because we'd all kind of shown her what we could do, and she's given us some advice. And then she said, why are you here? And I said, well, I'm here because, to be honest, I feel a bit nervous about going, and you know, I just want to make sure if there's anything that I can learn more quickly before I go. And she went, there's only one thing that I've picked up that you do, and she just said, you know, if you're co-presenting, you look to them, look blah blah blah. She said, apart from that, she said, go, you can do this. She goes, this class for you is like a crutch. She goes, do it, you can do it. So I felt the fear and I did it anyway. I turned up. It went well. I was really nervous to start with, but as it went along, it went really well. But I felt the fear and I did it anyway. And I'd just like to encourage everybody today, and just say it with me. Feel the fear. Do it anyway. One more time. Feel the fear and do it anyway. God bless you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click and subscribe to see more great videos like this, and also if you want to see my recipe videos and all sorts of stuff. I'll be doing more videos like this showing you the different things that I get up to, events that I go to and so forth. And if you have any comments that you'd like to make, please don't forget to comment in the comment section below. And don't forget to share this video wherever you are on social media. Thanks for watching. See you next time.